So let's talk about whenever you put that silk and serum, that leave-in treatment of the Deep Brilliance line into your hair.
Yes.
It's already absorbed, right? When it's
Yes.
wet. Now we got to blow dry, which is a lot of work. So normally what I like to do, and I want to go ahead and share with you our Chi Deep Brilliance blow dryer. Very sleek design, very, very lightweight. And it's all about the performance with this dryer because this line itself is designed for highly textured hair. So it's designed for that curly hair that's so resistant that you need to stretch and pull the hair. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to incorporate my blow dryer in this. Yes. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to stretch the hair itself. Okay, so
You did this without a brush?
well, I do have a brush actually.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing.
Okay, so one, it does look very pretty. You actually stretched out your curl pattern, which is nice. So you can do it when it's wet or dry, but quick little tip. I remove as much water as possible. This is with every client because water is in the hair. So I just want to remove as much as possible. So I remove it with my dryer and I'm making sure that the dryer and the air is going down. Because if I blow dry crazy, it's going to look crazy.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to remove a lot of the water out, attach my comb, then I can part it down the middle and really, really stretch out my hair and really, really curl and smooth out all these little tight curls, especially around the hairline, which is important. So, very nice. You have a nice little wave here, but I want it straight. So, this is what I call a rough draft. This is gonna help you get a rough draft. Yeah. You can polish your hair if you want to and take more time and really stretch it out with a round brush or with a paddle brush. But for this look, we don't have to work that hard. We just wanna stretch the curl and now we're gonna incorporate this bad boy. What do you think about that?
I mean, the plates are really small.
They're
but that's
super small.
Great. So you can actually get to the root. Because for me, with the flat iron, usually the problem is if I take a bigger flat iron, I never get to the little baby hairs.
The hairline.
Yeah.
Right. So
That gives it away. People mustn't know.
oh yeah, and as a salon professional, that's one thing that I always look at. I can tell somebody's hair like that,
Yeah,
right
look
at
at
the
the
root
roots.
area. That's one thing too that I just can't stand. I'm like, I have to make sure that my edges are smooth. So what I'm gonna do next is after we blow dry it, sectioning. Sectioning is so important just because one, it's your roadmap. So if you don't section right, you don't blow dry right, your hair ain't gonna look right. Okay, so I take my section, and any Chi flat iron is gonna be powerful, but this one is specifically designed for our hair type. So this is our Chi Deep Brilliance Fine Baby Flat Iron, and it's designed for the baby little hair, that hairline. And if you notice, it's a sleek ergonomic design, so it's very, very narrow, so it can get in tight little spots. Great for your purse too. Yes. Okay, so it's very, very simple. You just turn it on, and it's gonna go ahead and produce that maximum heat.
And does it have a controller? That
It does. You can lower it down if you want to.
Amazing.
But this is another little tip. I always flat iron the first time at the maximum heat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
The next day, I wake up and I just touch up and I lower down my temperature.
Okay.
Okay? So always shut down the cuticle first and then touch up. So I'm going to take my flat iron, and it's very important that you let the tool do its job, okay? If I rush it too fast, it's going to not work good. So it's very important that we let the tool do its job and really polish that hair and shut down that cuticle, which is really nice. Now, with our titanium plates, you can get maximum heating element. So it's the same kind of design as our blow dryer. Our blow dryers have these coils inside that help the airflow go all the way through. So that's why it polishes the hair, conditions the hair, and really kind of cuts out a step whenever you blow dry.
Amazing.
So we take in our Deep Brilliance tool. And sometimes if you're taking a big section, I like to do 2 passes at the root area. Okay? Now, you're born with tons of keratin, but you lose keratin depending on flat ironing, blow drying, chemicals, relaxers, smoothers, keratin treatments. So I want to make sure that you really get that root area first. And you're going very slow first. Okay. And since we put in the leave-in treatment, the hair itself is now being absorbed even further with our flat iron. Taking my next quadrant. Now, if I take a very long section, I can divide it in 2. So it's all about working smarter, not harder. Polishing. And with this flat iron, since it has a titanium heating element, it's going to push the silk into the hair. That's why it just looks so shiny. Now, with this tool as well, you can create body, bounce, curls. It's all up to you. For me, depending on the type of look that I want to achieve, I always like to bend the tool a little bit. Just because sometimes you have little baby hairs that you want to go ahead and make sure that they look sleek.
Yeah, otherwise they kind of stand out.
Yeah, right. Now, if you want a straight look, you just go bone straight. But with your hair, I always like a little body. So what I do is I'll take the section and I'll curve it right in the mid shaft and just kind of create like a figure C.
Cool.
And look, it's all about the tools. The tools do the job. It's not me. Dividing my next section. You're going to be so amazed with this transformation.
How many times should you go over the...
Great question. Well, you know what? It actually depends on the hair type. Okay. And now, if I'm chit-chatting away and I'm talking and blah, 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 you know, sometimes we do the flat iron way too much.
Yes.
But for me, I like to make sure that I take my time and I go 1 pass.
One slowly.
1 slow pass will get the look.
Okay.
And then I can just always touch up later on.
Because, I mean, you don't want to put, like, extra heat on your hair, or just
Yeah,
because
well,
you don't need to, it's...
You don't really need to. Now, you're safe if you do with any chi tool. Okay. But to be honest, all of our tools are very powerful. So you can get the look with 1 pass. Okay. So it just really depends on how long you want to be there. For me, I have to go. So I need to straighten it and get out the door.
Cool. Right there. Get those little baby roots. So you're doing the little C.
Mm-hmm. Do you hear my stomach now? Oof.
No.
So loud. All right. So we've already smoothed out your hair. Whoa, what did...
It's like a...
Wow, night and day, night and day. Wow, it looks so shiny, so healthy. And that's utilizing our Chi Deep Brilliance iron. So nice. Love that. And that's going to hold all day long. But it's up to you, depending on how fast you flatten your hair, how smooth, and you take your time.
Yeah.
My hair, believe it or not, is like 4 to 5 days old.
No way.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But it's all about taking the time,
Do it
pressing and
properly.
smoothing that hair first before you go ahead and walk out the door. So if you take the time, I promise it's gonna last.
Is that the last step, or do you finish it with?
Well, what I do
Will
is
this hold like this?
it'll hold
as
just
is?
like that. Now you can incorporate a little bit of a light hold hairspray. That would be fantastic. But another little trick that I love to do, and especially around our hairline, because I know what we're talking about, the hairline is so important, and that's why we have this little baby iron. So I'm gonna go ahead and use our Cheat Deep Brilliance Smooth Edge. Now, I want you to view, this is a lot of product, so this is gonna last forever. Well, not forever, but like a good maybe 4 or 6 months. So very little goes a long way. It is a product for smoothing out our hairline, the back of our head. I do it for up styles,
Like if you
for high
ponytail.
ponies, just elegant styling for weddings. This is for everyone. So no matter if you have curly hair, frizzy hair, this is gonna prevent that moisture to enter the hair and curl back up, okay?
Yes.
So very little goes a long way. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my fingertips, feel that.
Yeah, that is
And one
quite a
thing that I
lot.
love about it is that it's
Oh,
not
wow.
too dry
No.
where it flakes, or it's not too wet
And it's
that
not
it
going to leave
starts to
those.
kink.
It's not going to leave those little white.
No residue.
Yes.
So I'm turn you this way. And very little goes a long way. Really. Perfect.
You add some extra.
I want some extra, why not? You can always put more. Love that. So I feel like you're gonna be able to tell the difference immediately with sleek and shiny hair versus a little bit more frizzy or curly hair. Now, let's talk about the maintenance,
Yes.
okay? It is crucial that you use a great shampoo, conditioner, the food, which is your silk, your leave-in treatment, and of course, to go ahead and control those
Would you
edges.
only use this when your hair is wet, when you wash it?
Okay, great question. I would incorporate it all the time.
Okay.
So, with your hair, let's just say we did the whole head and we did it all straight.
Yes.
Tomorrow, or before you go to bed, put a drop of that
Again?
mid-shaft through ends, because it's a little bit drier on the ends. And you can brush your hair back, do a wrap,
Yeah.
go to bed, wake up, brush it out.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
it's actually eating at night. So it's nurturing your hair and feeding your hair.
I mean, because you do that to your skin.
Exactly. You put a leave-in treatment,
Yeah.
an eye treatment. This is perfect for your hair. So, what do you think?
Love it.
Love it.
Definitely gonna try this. It's awesome. Wow. It took a lot quicker than I expected also.
Well, it's the product. And that is our new Cheat Deep Brilliance